And we are live. Hello everyone, this is Devoid Executive and welcome to the stream. How is everyone doing? Here, suddenly it has become really hot today. I guess it's starting to switch seasons pretty quickly. I hope you guys are doing alright in terms of weather. So, today we will start doing the illustration of the pet of one of the two evil sisters of the project that we've been doing. We've done last time we've made some sketches, and now we'll show it to you really quickly, but I think I know which one choose. Hello, welcome everyone, welcome. Let's see. I don't know what I have with my voice, but okay. So last time we made some sketches of potential potential candidates, and if I had to choose, I think it will be, I really like number 1. We will use this initial sketch as a template, and we will go from there using the same method that we've utilized for all of the other illustrations. I need to verify in a second the resolution of the other images, because I don't remember. Okay, yeah. It's a little more than 4K. Let me double check if everything is working as intended, if the recording is going alright. It seems all perfectly fine. If there are some issues with the volume, let me know. So let's get started. Okay, so for this illustration I think we'll be using a more horizontal format. Yeah, I think this one is okay. I don't remember once again the resolution of this one. Yeah, it's basically the same. Maybe make it a little smaller. Yeah, so the pet in question will be this deformed Chihuahua, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. The idea that I had about on how to show it, I am imagining this character to have it inside a cradle or something similar, kind of like you know how little girls play with dolls and toys, like they put their dolls in little cradles and stuff like that. Maybe they give them some little clothing. I was thinking about the same concept but applied to this poor dog that isn't doing so good. Let's remove this one here. Oh, also we will keep this image on one side as a reference for the colors, most likely. Let me quickly bring it up. I have so many folders. Hold on. There we go. Okay. This one will keep it on one side just in case. And since we're here, I will also quickly look up some references for the type of baby cradle that we need to look for. Let me quickly switch it up to Pinterest. There we go. I don't know, vintage cradle. Something fitting of that era. Even though it will not be fully visible. It's only to, something like this one. It really fits the overall theme. Okay. Now, having that one in mind, I think we can start sketching the other parts of the illustration. There we go. This one, a cradle sketch. Hope you guys have had a quite nice day. Today I kinda worked on a very simple mission from an old friend. They have this band, and I made a logo for them, as well as a promotional poster for a it's not really a concert, but for a live show that they will do. Although I think I need to find more places where to promote myself. Some people have suggested like Reddit or DeviantArt, and I did try it, but I think I should try with something like Twitter or something. Oh, I think I made a mistake. Also, we need to remove the number. Okay. That's a cool day you had. Thank you. My day was very fun. Loads of laughter with the family and friends. with the cost of fever. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope you at least had your fun. I mean, to me, whenever I have a fever, I am the type of person that doesn't really like. Whenever I notice I have a fever, like, first of all, I get some signals the day before, and whenever they happen, I am like, okay, the next day I will have a fever, and that always happens, or almost always. And then when I have the actual fever, I don't really suffer through it until it is very, very high, like 38, 39 degrees. Otherwise, I usually manage it just fine. Okay, so here I was thinking of something like an ornate type of thing. Maybe here it will have some like a ribbon of some sort. Then of course the sketch will be basically erased because we will paint over on top, but it's always worth trying some. Okay, yeah, something like this. And then here all the different sheets and stuff. Yeah, I think we have a base. Let me just rename them. And let me already name the file. Your sisters. Chihuahua. Okay. Let's turn on this one. I think we'll use the same I try to use the same colors as much as possible, so in this way it is much more coherent. Although for the color of the Chihuahua, let me see what variants there are. I think I will make it maybe white. It kind of reminds me of like the dynamic between the character and the dog. It reminds me of a character of a movie called Steam Boy. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's made by the same director that made Akira. So basically, wait, let me show. It was this one here. Like there is this character in this movie, which is essentially similar to my character over here, although a bit more obnoxious. And it's this one here, and basically she has this Chihuahua, and like they are really, you know, what they say about the dogs being a mirror image of their owner, and here it was something very, very similar. Okay, let's group some things up. I am already creating some sub-layers and groups to make things organized. Even though I think that it will not, I don't think it will take too much for me to make this illustration compared to the others. For instance, okay, we can already here start to use some colors. Hello. Boba is, yeah. Okay, let me just double check because I'm not getting the notifications from the messages. Try to send a message now. I think it should be visible. Let me see if I have the, yeah, the notification should be on. But yeah, it looks like a boba, or like yeah, bubble tea or things like that. Although I never understand the appeal of those types of drinks. Like I did try them, of course, and it was quite good. I remember when I first tried bubble tea and boba, it was, if they are the same thing, because I have no clue. I remember it was pineapple flavored. It was very tasty. But I don't understand those people who take it on a regular basis. It's kind of like those who go regularly to Starbucks. I never understand the appeal of Starbucks when you can just make your coffee at home. Maybe that's because being Italian, we have a completely different coffee culture here. But yeah. Diabetes final boss. Yeah, they are super sweet. Although I don't think they are as sweet as like me and a friend of mine. There is where we live, there is this store which is imagine like a supermarket, but only focused on candy and sweets. Like if you want to find some obscure type of candy, that store has them. And one day we were just curious and we wanted to try the Prime drink, the Prime energy drink, the one from KSI and Logan Paul. And we did try it, and like it was so sweet. Like it was something really, like my mind could not conceive how sweet it was. Like you know, when something is so sweet, then it is almost basically disgusting. Like it's as if you only drank sugar, essentially. And it was that kind of sweet that was so intense that you had aftertaste even like an hour later because of how sweet it was. And yeah, it was a kind of a quite the experience, to say, to put it lightly. Okay, now here I want this part to be more fleshy and gross, so I think I will change the color of this area. And maybe make it slightly turn more and more into something more and more gross. I think a big chunk of this illustration will be on making a very gross whatever this is. Also, yeah, I need to take into consideration the direction of the light. I think it will come from this way. Let's make some approximate shading for the cradle as well. And the idea is, I'll try to use the same colors of the clothing here. And then some blue or dark blue. There we go. And yeah, so that drink, that prime bottle that we got, it was super sweet, and like so sweet that it was basically gross, but it wasn't as bad as another prime drink that I tried, but I couldn't find it, which not only it was super sweet, but it also had that kind of like industrial chemical taste. It's a bit weird to fully describe, but it's the type of like fake taste that you know there is something wrong in that drink. And the thing is, we have this app that allows us to scan the barcode of a product, and it will tell you what ingredients there are and whether the product overall is healthy or not. And it will tell you why it is healthy or not. It gives you a score ranging from 0 to 100, 100 being the healthiest thing possible. And then it will tell you if it has like too much salt or too much sugar, or if it has additives, and it tells you which ones it has and why they may be dangerous for one reason or another. It is a very useful tool if you want to be a little bit mindful of what you get. It has given some surprises, both positive and negative, because there were some food that we were buying in the family that we thought were healthy, and instead they were considered super unhealthy, and the same was for the opposite. So there were some things that we thought they were unhealthy, and instead, after scanning them with the app, they were considered healthy. Okay. Let me try and color a little bit the sketch. Okay. I think on top of it I will make the little bow tie. I think I will make it blue, but it is a placeholder for now. Okay. And then from here we simply add the shading wherever necessary. Wait, I just joined. I am quite bamboozled as to what is happening. Welcome. If you're new, I can explain. So yeah, I can imagine for someone who is just joining and it is seeing this poor abomination. Let me give you a quick rundown on what we are doing. Let me briefly switch it up. So we are doing this project, which is this is the mood board for this project with a lot of references. This project is centered around two characters, two OCs of mine, two sisters, but most importantly, two very cruel sisters. And in this project, we will make illustrations that will explore both the characters themselves, secondary characters, pets and animals, or environments and items, in order to sort of make some world building as we make the different illustrations. So far, this is the very first sketch that we made for the two sisters, this one and this one, and these are the very first illustrations that we've made so far. These are the two sisters. This one is called Dorothy. This one I have yet to find a name, but there are some good candidates for names. And they are basically sisters, but I want to give them some opposite vibes. But each one is cruel in their own way. And they have some sort of supernatural elements. The first one, it focuses on biological elements. The second one is more on inanimate quote unquote, inanimate objects, mostly like toys and stuff like that. The latest illustration that we've made is this one over here, which is a secondary character, and more precisely it is the butler of this of Dorothy, of this sister over here. And what we are doing right now instead is the pet of this sister in particular. And the approach I am using when creating anything related to these two sisters is to have some common visual elements that somehow tie to the main characters, and will also how can I say it, they can also give you an idea on what type of characters they are. Like, for example, if you see someone that has a fucked up looking dog, most likely in pain, dressed up nicely into a cradle, I mean, I don't think that person would be necessarily I don't know, if it was me, I would put this one out of its misery, whereas in this case she will keep it, and maybe even like it will be basically her plaything. So yeah, this is the lore behind this small abomination. If it makes sense, of course. Reminds me of something like a dog version of Angstrom from Invincible. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it is kinda like Angstrom from Invincible, except that at least Angstrom was able to go in between different alternate universes, whereas in here is just a poor little dog that ended up being her pet. Okay, yeah, this color, I think it is temporary. Right now I will try to focus on give a basic shading to the dog. Oh, and by the way, these illustrations, they last multiple streams to finish. I usually stream around 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, depending on the day. And I think with this illustration, I don't think it will take too long, but I think 2 to 3 streams, I think it will certainly take them. Let me also, okay, it is already separated. But yeah, so if you have any questions about things or anything, just feel free to ask. Now, if you guys are wondering why I haven't posted much in terms of like YouTube shorts and videos, it's because I've been a little bit busy these days, but rest assured that some videos are coming. They are a little bit more experimental, I would say, because I am still working on the episode of the animated series, although I kind of put it on pause for now, because I still want to make sure that it is mostly in the story. I've reached a kind of a roadblock. I'm not entirely sure how to continue it, but we will see. But I wanted to also make some videos that are I wouldn't say unrelated to the overall theme of the channel, because for those who are new to the channel, basically the idea is that here we are in the Void. There is Void Corporation, which basically explores and creates new worlds to exploit, and this is like an in-lore justification of me drawing random things, essentially. And I want to extend that into videos as well. So I want to make some videos that are themed outside of the main channel theme. And yeah, I think it is like a way for me to try out different things, see what works, see what doesn't, and generally speaking, I have just some ideas that come to mind that I want to bring to life. In here, I think we can. Let's see. Yeah, I think I think I can try and already paint on top of the sketch. Let's see how it goes. We'll need to try and emulate the fur one way or another. So let me try and quickly okay. There we go. And yeah, because there, there are some videos that I want to make that are, I don't know, some of them I think they are very similar to, you know, those kinds of very long videos that last between like 1 hour and 12 hours that are like, I don't know, music for meditation or for study or whatever. Like, I have some ideas for videos that are similar DNA to that, but different concepts. It's a bit hard to explain without spoilers. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you had a nice day, and don't mind this little guy. He seems in a lot of pain, but he's fine. That's good. Nice. Yeah, we are creating this little guy. And try now to give some more volume. How have you been? All good. Although in these days it's starting to get quite hot, and it's been quite, I wouldn't say unexpected, but sudden. Like the other day, it was a totally different climate. And it's also reaching the point where I think I need to go to get my hair cut a little, because I have long hair and I get them cut once a year whenever it's starting to get really, really hot. Especially now that I finally started going to the gym, it can get quite exhausting. Oh no, it's way too hot here, too much. Here we are not yet at that point where it's unbearable, but we are slowly getting there. Okay, let me try and... There we go. Wait, how big is your hair? Right now it basically it touches my shoulders. Yeah, like they cover my neck, and behind they are long until it reaches like right in between the shoulders. Not extremely long, but enough to suffer the hot weather every year. Like they are short enough to not be straight. Like, you know, when someone has the hair they are too long, they tend to be very flat and straightened out. They are not that long, but they are long enough to wait, let me see if I can find. I don't know if there is a specific name, but yeah. I wish I could have that type of hair. Mine is too short. I mean, you should try. I mean, having long hair is the easiest thing you can do. You just need to wait enough time and not be compelled to cut your hair. Now, with beard, I am someone who who trims the beard regularly, except for mustache. I like to have some mustache. But yeah, I usually trim my beard because it can get really annoying if it's too long, especially with the mustache. When you eat and then it gets itchy and yeah. Wavy hair, is that your type of hair? Yes, I have wavy hair, but not extremely wavy, especially when they are a bit longer. But yeah, they are kind of wavy. I normally do a clean shave. Oh, okay. No, I'm never. Like when I was like a kid, I used to have short hair. Then I started having long hair since middle school, and I've been having always long hair ever since. Okay, we have a base for this poor guy's flesh. We need to work on a little bit on everything else. But yeah, if I will ever start losing hair really badly, I think I would go completely bald and grow a beard. But until I have like as long as I have some hair, I will let them grow long. Sometimes I keep the chin hair and keep volume, but only in the cold. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Now let's see if I manage to give some nice shading on this one. I will try my best to erase as much of the sketch as possible, but so how is the drawing coming along? Last time we only made some exploratory sketches, which are these ones, and then we chose this one as the candidate, and today we started from this simple sketch. So I'd say that the progress so far has been quite nice. I kinda already had most of the ideas in mind. I know that right now it looks very incomplete, but we've only started it today, so that is perfectly reasonable. But with enough time, we will reach any result that we want to have. Right now I'm focusing on trying to remove as much of the underlying sketch as possible, then there's plenty of time to adjust the lighting and things like that. Because especially for this one we need to kind of replicate some fur effect. And I need to see how it will work out. Have you done animation? Yes, but only like it's not my specialty. For example, my avatar, I've done the animation all by myself, but as some may have told you already, animation takes a lot of time, and so I'm not someone who wants to do hand-drawn animations like frame animation. Before, like when I made art school, the course that I had, it was a 3-year course, and it was both illustration and animation for the first 2 years, and then on the third one you had to choose which one to specialize in, and I chose illustration. But yeah, I do know the basics of animation, but I'm not an animator, if that's what you are asking. Yeah, I do enjoy some good animation, but like the main gripe I have with it is the process. It's way like it's very time consuming, it's very slow. I wouldn't say maybe clunky, but mostly with good animations you need to have a full-on team of people who each person does a different thing. Like there's the person who does the storyboard, there's the one who makes the rough animation, the one who cleans it up, the one who does the colors, the one who does the compositing, the one who makes sure everything is works fine. Like very rarely there is a work of animation made by one single person, or like there are some examples, but they take way longer. Usually when you see a good some good animation, it's always made by a team, big, small, whatever. But I prefer in that aspect illustration, because it's something that you can 100% get recognition for, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm not a big like, the problem with animation is that, yeah, you can say that you've worked on this on the project, but so have like 10 other people. It kind of lacks that that personal touch, I would say, unless you are a solo animator, of course. Any particular software would you recommend that's a good all-rounder for illustrations? And respect to all animators. Yeah, their work is incredible, and I commend them for their dedication. But I mean, there are plenty of software that you can try. I am personally using Photoshop because that's the one I am most familiar with. Although you need to pay a subscription. If you do not want a subscription, there are some other free tools like Krita, I think it's the name, or let me find some. I am terrible with names. Free. There are Sketchpad is a famous one. Then there is also, you see, there was one for but for iPads. I don't remember the name. Canva, I think, is another one. Yeah, there's Krita, IBIS Paint. Yeah, I mean, there are so many that you can pick and choose which one you prefer. But I personally am a Adobe Photoshop guy. Maybe on another stream you should try some of them out. I mean, I could, but it's not like they have fundamentally different features. They all more or less behave in the same way. Let me see if I can show it to you, because the chat is kind of covering it. 1 second. So let me move it over here. So if you see here in the bottom right corner, there are what they are called layers, and basically each layer you draw something, and like compared to something like a regular piece of paper, where if you draw something like this and then something like this, they are on the same plane. Instead of these drawing programs, they have layers in which basically you can draw in a more dynamic and flexible way. But all of them pretty much do the same, and for how I use it, like any program works. I think it's all a matter of choosing one that's free or not, essentially. Unless you want to try some very specific feature that's exclusive to that very specific program, but other than that, they just any of them will work fine. Although having Photoshop has its benefits and the drawbacks. Like, let's say that since Photoshop is not only used for digital illustrations, but it's also used in photography and things like that, it has a lot of different like, it has the most amount of tools, I would say, because it is the basic program that kind of fits for everyone. I think Photoshop is the most used program in the Adobe family, because it has so many features that pretty much help many people from different genres in the art world. Like, it's also used by designers and things of that sort. Do you know how much it costs? Is it like yearly or monthly? You can decide which one to do. Of course, if you do it yearly, it is cheaper overall. I think annually it is something like 140 euros. I think. I need to check, but it is something like that. But yeah, if you are a beginner, you can simply try a free program without any issues. I use Photoshop because when I started using it, it was one of those versions that were that you could easily download the cracked version, like because back in the day it wasn't a monthly subscription. You basically paid for the program of the current version, and you had that version, you had a lifetime license, and because of that you could download the trial version, and then you could simply swap a specific file that basically removed the 30-day time limit, and you essentially had Photoshop for free. Yeah, but then after that they added the Adobe Creative Cloud, which is their online cloud infrastructure, which made it so you had to pay a fee for a license to get the program, which it constantly updates, and it was also, I think, most likely used to prevent people from illegally downloading, because it is tied to your Adobe account, and they can easily check now. Like, it is no longer a simple change a little file and you have it, because now it is constantly checked online. Let's try and work a little bit more on this snout. I need to find a bit more references. Do you think personally, is it a good thing? I mean, I am a big fan of you buy something once and it is yours, but unfortunately, the reality of the situation is that with most things today, it is always a subscription. But that won't stop me from being a little cheeky sometimes. Like, for example, I may be one of the few people who doesn't have Netflix or Amazon Prime or things like that, like because most of the times, like, let's say we mentioned earlier the show Invincible, right? That one is on Amazon Prime. Like, I'm not making an Amazon Prime subscription just to watch one single show. Like, I'm not that crazy, so I might as well just find some of those websites and watch it for free. Maybe with a shittier quality, maybe a little bit later than the official release, but I'd rather have that instead of paying whatever it is you need to pay to have the service. Like, I get it maybe at the beginning where it was only Netflix, but today there's so many different platforms in which you need to monthly pay that it's getting really tiring. If it works, it works. Yeah, maybe, you know, those websites where no matter where you click, it opens like 50 different tabs with the gambling websites advertisement or something like that, or sometimes even porn websites. Like, I'd rather have those instead of paying for 50 different subscriptions. Because I really cannot be bothered. Pirate streaming websites. I mean, I don't even know if they are considered pirate, because if I'm not mistaken, as long as there is advertising on them, it should be fine. But the thing is, I have ad blockers as well, so basically that's not a big issue for me. Yeah, I do. Which is why I go into those websites, because I basically have no problem whatsoever. Even with the ad blockers, like they have become a necessity, basically. Otherwise, even if you want to look up the most useless piece of information, you need to navigate through an entire article with 50,000 different ads that are blocking your view, and you can't even understand where you are supposed to look in order to find the information. Which is also another annoying thing. And good, thank God we have ad blockers. Like, I don't blame anyone who uses them. Because it is kind of getting ridiculous. So, like, I think it's also useful for watching shows that are very hard to find around. Like, for example, last summer I watched Breaking Bad because I've never watched it. And of course I watched it in one of those websites. Otherwise I would have no idea where to look for all the entirety of the Breaking Bad saga. Great series, by the way, highly recommend it. Did you enjoy the series? Yes, I really enjoyed it. I have yet to watch Better Call Saul because I don't know, it didn't appeal to me as much as Breaking Bad, but I don't know. Maybe I am making a mistake. Are you a fan of anime? Yeah, although I watched it a lot back when I was in middle school and early high school. Right now I have a lot of anime I would like to watch, but it's always oh, I will surely watch it someday, and then I never do it. Like, I think the latest anime that I watched was Made in Abyss, which I really liked. Now, lately I've been I came back to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I kinda have the temptation of try and watch the original anime entirely. I don't know how long it is, but I remember when it was on TV. Have you seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Yes, up until the fourth season. After that, I've kinda refused to watch it further because, as far as I know, up until the third is considered to be the best, and then the ones after they are not that great, and so I was like, I've already watched the best parts. I don't think I need to continue watching it. I know that there is that the latest, like the newest season has released, but I'm not sure if I will ever watch it. Like, I will need to watch the one with Giorgio Giovanna and the one with Jolene Cujo. But yeah, so for me the best one is the third one with Jotaro. And I remember when I first watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, for some reason, I think it was because of the way the episodes were placed in the website where I was watching them. For some reason it placed the fourth season before, like, it swapped the order between the fourth and the third, and so I accidentally watched first season, second season, and then fourth season, and then third season. So when I watched the fourth, I didn't realize it was the fourth, so I was kind of confused as to some aspects of that season, because they were referring to things that happened in the third season, which I didn't watch. So yeah, I was a little bit confused. But yeah, if I had to choose a favorite, I think it was the third. By a long shot. I want to make some sort of smooth transition between fur and flesh, but it is a bit tricky. I think it's best to watch really from streaming websites, because Netflix making JoJo's pretty unpopular by being awful on the schedules, the timing of releasing each episode. Yeah, I mean, Netflix has a bunch of problems, I think, from increasing the prices of their subscriptions to having ads within paid subscriptions. Like, I don't know what they are smoking, but like, no wonder people are starting to go back to pirating stuff, if that is the alternative. Like, imagine paying and then you still get ads. Like, at this point I might as well just watch regular old cable TV. Or like me, I am someone who basically only watches YouTube. Like, most of my entertainment outside of gaming is just YouTube. They were trying to be smart/funny by releasing the next part with the spaces like the race itself, but it just pissed everyone off. You mean as in filler episodes? Or I hope they are not making filler episodes. We are not in the 2000s anymore. No, releasing episodes in batches. Oh yeah, I think that's very stupid too. And that's something that happened also with the Invincible, where they released one episode per week. I'm really not a big fan of that. Like, why not just release all of the episodes at once? Like, just let people like me, that I am one of those people that can easily skim through like 8 episodes in a row without any problem. Just let me do that. Okay, let's see the progress. I think the progress has been quite good. I think I will work a little bit on the background, but yeah. That's not as bad as it creates hype, and the next episode's release is known. With JoJo's, they release one episode and says, yeah, we don't know what the next one's releasing. Yeah, no, that is the worst case scenario. By the way, what are opinions on the latest Invincible season? I personally liked it. Although, something that I've seen many people complain about is the animation, even for this season, and I don't think it is as bad as people say it is. I think the worst one in terms of animation is the second season of Invincible, but this latest one, I don't think it's that tragic as people make it seem to be. I have to go now. I wish you best luck with the drawing. Thank you. And with everyone a great day in chat. Hey, hope you have a wonderful day as well. The animation near the end was amazing with the impact frames. Earlier in the season, animation was kinda under-animated and rushed. Me too, I liked it very well. Amazon Prime is just not paying enough to the animators. I don't think it's merely a matter of paying them. It's mostly a matter of schedule. If I'm not mistaken, there's a total of only 4 animators in working on Invincible, and the fact that they have to release one season every year, of course they have to cut corners somewhere. Yeah, so it is understandable for me as to why the quality is like it is, but even so, I think the under animated parts, which are mostly talking animations, I don't think they are that different from the first season. From what I understand, that type of static animation where when they talk it is very limited movement, it is something that's been seen before in other Western cartoons and animations of that specific style, like that semi-realistic style. I don't think it is unique to Invincible to have this type of limited animation, especially in the talking sequences. Personally, I think some of the corner cuts gives it a bit of personality. I mean, I know that there are some examples where it was really embarrassing, like episode, I think it was episode 4 of season 4, the one where they go in hell, where Mark goes to hell. I think that was the worst, one of the worst episodes by far ever in the season. Mostly because I think the story itself, I found it extremely boring. And then there was this scene where they are like falling into the bottomless pit, and here it's very obvious that they are reusing the same camera view, and they dragged the interaction way too long just to fill in the minimum amount of minutes they need to reach for the episode. I think it was trying to build up to something later in the season, but it was so random. Yeah, also another thing that I don't understand, like the demon, like the demon detective, right? In the first season, it was kinda smart, even in the way he was talking. Then for some reason, in the episode 4 of season 4, he talks like a caveman. Like, he didn't talk like a caveman in the first season, as far as I remember. Like, in the first one it was, Nolan, you need to tell you, what will your wife tell you if she discovers what you've done, and all of that stuff. And then in the season 4 is ape together strong. Like, bruh. Yeah, Dark Blood. That one is something that I really don't understand. He was quite broody and Sherlock-esque in the first season. Season 4 just look cool. It's not even that. Like if you have noticed, his speech pattern is completely different. In season 4 he literally talks like a caveman. Like, hell, not what you think. Here we survive, like literally ape together strong. But he wasn't talking like that in the first season. So I don't know, maybe he spent too much time in hell that he forgot how to speak. But that can't be even true, because he talks to Satan, that is his master, and he talks normally basically. I don't know. Maybe they forgot. I don't know. Got rewired wrong or something, maybe, yeah. Who knows? I genuinely think this was an oversight of the animators, or maybe not even the animators, an oversight of the writers, I think. Although that is something that I noticed quite immediately. Oh gee, I swear, these guys always find the craziest ways to try and sneak into the chat. Let me ban this guy real quick. Bot alert. Come on, load up. I want to ban you. I don't think it let me. Okay. It will be another time. Just don't use that link. I don't use Twitch often. Can I report them? I usually can ban them, but yeah, you can report them if you can. Like they type like that because they know that if they write a full link, they get flagged or outright banned. So they try, let's make some let's add the spaces. I don't understand this kind of advertising either, because if someone wants to use Viewbots, they can just Google it. They don't need it's not like they are streaming and then one of those messages pops up and they're like, oh wow, I never thought about it. Thank you, random bot message on the Twitch chat. Thank you for letting me know. I would have never thought about that. Like, if someone wants to cheat, they will cheat on their own without someone telling them through a bot in Twitch chat how to do it. It's kind of like, I don't know, it gives me those same vibes of, you know, those type of ads that you find on websites like, this miraculous fruit, 9 doctors out of 10 hate it. Because it makes you, I don't know, makes your dick strong or whatever. Like, I wonder how many people actually fall for it. Okay. I flipped the image so we can refresh our eyes and make some proper adjustments. I wish mercy upon those who do. I mean, if you ask me, if they do get fooled by those blatant scams, I mean, at this point, that's on them. Like, You kinda deserve it if you fall for something as blatant as this. If you are not like an 80-year-old lady. Okay, I've saved. I will take a very short break. I will be right back in a few minutes. Grab some water, stuff like that. Then we'll go back, and since we have now flipped the image, good thing to do is flipping the image from time to time, because it will refresh your eyes and they will immediately spot some areas where to make some adjustments and where to fix mistakes. Having said that, I will be right back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. I just noticed that I forgot to mute my mic, so apologies if you may have heard me slurping on my water bottle. Yeah, but it's getting really hot in here, especially in my room, because one second. Because my room is like our the home where my family lives in. It is on two different floors, and I am on the top floor, which is you know, when they make when they turn the attic into livable rooms. So my room is in one of those areas, and because of that it can get hot really quickly because of the contact it has with the surface, and it is a rather small room, so considering the heat from the PC, it is useful during the winter because it makes it warmer and more enjoyable, but during the summer, oof, can get really hectic and really melty, brain melting. I don't know. Okay, so for these two more thingy, I think I want to add a little bit in this area as well. So let me do something like so. Let me maybe make it lighter. No, I think like this it's I don't know. It kinda looks like it has a flower for a head. No. Hello, welcome to the stream. Now let me grab my reference for this one for a moment. My last exam was yesterday. Oh, how did it go? Do you have your result already? I hope so. If not, I wish you good luck. I think I did well. Nice. Let's maybe change this area because it looks a little bit too symmetrical in this way. I want to make it let me try and change it a little bit. Actually, I can do. Let me try this one. The results are gonna come out in like June or July. I'm finally free. Nice. Okay, let me quickly switch over to full screen mode so I can show you guys what I'm doing right now, because the current there we go, so you can see this screen over here. What I want to do is there we go. it now kind of feels weird that I suddenly have nothing to do. Enjoy that period while you can. Enjoy it as much as possible. Now I'm trying to give it a more bulbous shape. Yeah, I think it looks a bit better like this. It looks more gross. I like it. Is that a massive tumor? Yes, kind of, yeah. It is the pet of this sister over here. Since she is a cruel one and deals with biological stuff, this is her pet. As grim as it may be. Now let me add a few. I think I have an idea on how to make this one even more gross. Let me see if I can find the right thing. Try and change the maybe color burn. It kind of reminds me of there is this artist that makes some. She makes resin sculptures, but they look very realistic in terms of fleshiness. Let me see if I can find it. Fleshy sculptures. There was one that. See. Email artist. Like he made some hyper realistic sculptures that of some monsters. Let me see if I can. Is it this one? He made something like, yes, it's like the human meat dice. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Basically, it's something like this. Like, make sculptures that look very, very realistic, but they have all sorts of shapes, of weird shapes. Yeah, it kinda reminds me of those. Okay. It's like a mess of tumor and pimples and sores. Something very, very disgusting. Now let's check how it is in black and white. Of course, it's not as clean as this one yet. Let me find a couple more differences. Okay. I need to make this armor behave, or this paw rather, behave in a more believable way. Oh, hello. There's a very tiny spider on the wall in front of me. Sometimes they crawl in whenever I open the window just to clean the air. And I just let them roam around. That's there, don't mind them. I mean, usually there is always one spider in the corner of the room next to my bed. But it's one of those, it's a cellar spider, so it's one of those spiders with a very, very tiny body and very long legs, which they are completely harmless. Although I'm not seeing it, I'm not seeing him for quite some time, so I think it just went on its way, because I know that they will eventually go someplace else if they don't have anything to eat in here. Which I have to admit, it's this room doesn't have much to offer. And now, how do I put this one here? I think I need to do some modifications over here. Okay, and then quick question, do you have any advice on drawing the human body? If you say practice make perfect, I might defenestrate myself. I mean, practice makes perfect works for everything, not just the human body. But if you want to, let me switch over to the browser so I can show you directly. Okay. So I recommend to you going to this website, Line of Action. let me see. Oh wait, let me see if it shows. Yeah, okay. So you go to this website called Line of Action, and then you go figure drawing. You go in here, and then here you can select all of the different parameters that you want, but the most important one that I recommend is this one, display each image for, and I recommend between 30 and 60 seconds. So let's try, I don't know, only covered models for TOS sake, all genders, ages all, image orientation any. So you press start, and then you try to copy this image as much as possible. You try within 30 seconds, there is the countdown. You try to do it, try to copy it as quickly as you can. And then as soon as the timer finishes and it switches over to the other image, you stop what you're doing and you try to copy the next image. And you do it like a couple, like a dozen times, or a few dozen, or a couple dozen times. Like same here, you try to copy this one as much as possible. And now you might say, but how am I supposed to copy this image in this short amount of time? And the reason why is that it will force you to make decisions in when drawing the image. Like, since you have so little time, you will learn how to draw the most important shapes first, instead of maybe focusing on useless details. Having this little time, it will force you to be selective about what to draw, and overall you will learn how to draw better the human body, the human proportions, and the human volume. So I recommend doing that specifically. So go to this website called Line of Action, and then you do it like this, like quick succession, quick in a quick way. Like, you finish as soon as the timer runs out, you move on to the next one. It is very useful. Like, mind you, the how the line will look, it will, like, how the images will look, it will something like a figure drawing a study. Let's hope we don't get any weird images. So it will look something, this one is already more advanced, but the very first things, it will look something like this, which may not seem like much, but they will help you, they will train your hand in following the motion of the pose and the overall volume, and it will help you make a pose that is not as stiff, like especially when you start drawing and you want to draw a specific pose. Even if the pose itself is dynamic, sometimes when you draw it, it may still look stiff, even though the pose technically should be dynamic, and that's because you have been stiff with the movements of your hand. And doing this one, like being very, very quick about it, it will loosen your hand, and it will have some more natural movements, which in turn will lead to more natural poses. Like, even something as simple as this one can be extremely useful. They don't have to look necessarily good, because at the end of the day, those are just exercises. Like, you are not going to necessarily show it to anyone. These ones are only useful to yourself. Like, even in here, like, there is no defined form, but they are very expressive, as you can see. That's too advanced for me. It really isn't. It looks like it is, but like, keep in mind, those are very made in very quickly. Like you don't even need to think about it too much. Sometimes if you think about it too much and go too stiff, you end up making unnatural lines. Like the body is all about curves. Even something like this one, or I don't know. Okay, these ones are still a little bit advanced, but the base concept is the same. Now, I'm not telling you to do something like this one, which is way advanced, but this can be like the next step. But for now, I recommend to you going to that website. It's called Line of Action, and try to do it on your own. Like you can dedicate, I don't know, try half an hour before drawing whatever you want to draw. Like before drawing, you do this exercise just to train your hand and see where it goes. Because like, for instance, I am kind of against this type of this way of studying the body. Like I'm not a big fan because it is too technical. Like the human body is all about it's all about motion and movement. Like it shouldn't look like it shouldn't look like this. Like it's not the body is not this. It's not the technical drawing. And I think this one is it's a bit too similar to that for my tastes, at least. Like I remember when I made art school, we had our professor of anatomy who was like this. Wait, let me see if I can find some. Let me find the name of the book because I have it with me. Okay, it was this one. So our professor taught us anatomy like this. Okay, I think this is, for me at least, the most boring, unfun, and most brain-dead way to learn anatomy. Like, yes, you might learn how to draw the most anatomically correct body, but I mean, unless you are doing some illustrations for science books, I think that is way overly unnecessary. Like, this is way too much. Like, you don't need to know all of this stuff to, like, yeah, some basics, yes, but first, this is for realistic drawings. So if you want to do a cartoon character, forget about that. I mean, it is useful to know about the realistic human body, but like, I don't know, it is too technical for, I think. Like, I am fairly sure that most artists are not did not learn like this, in this technical way. Like, as long as you draw a bunch of bodies, you will eventually learn how to draw them. It's like when you try to study the theory of something a lot without any actual practice. Like, I don't know. Okay, let me see just a comparison. Let's look at one of the greatest artists of all time. Leonardo da Vinci, sketches. Sketches, anatomy. Okay, so he did study how the body works. But even if his sketches are very complex, you can see how, yes, there is a little bit of structure, but even in here, yes, there is some sort of structure, but look at how natural this one feels. At the shapes of the body and how natural it looks, at how expressive each line is. Like, he didn't do all of this stuff. Like, yeah, this one I think is one of the best ways to hate drawing, if you ask me. Really not a fan of that one. Like, we've had this book that made us buy. I never touch it since, and it's been years. Like, this one, I think I don't have this book, I've never seen it, but I can already tell by the cover how this one is. It has a way of teaching anatomy that is way more fun, in my opinion. But yeah, so little rant off. But yeah, I highly recommend that website. However, it's one of the best ways to learn anatomy, if you ask me. But yeah, I hope I haven't been a bit I don't know, annoying maybe with my little rant. I don't know, but there are some things that kind of I wouldn't say set me off, but I do like talk about different things. Well, that was quite enlightening. Thank you. I mean, I hope my advice will be useful, like, for how much it is worth. And another very important thing is, even if your first drawings will not be the greatest, or maybe they can be outright horrible to look at, do not be too discouraged by that. That's perfectly normal. As long as your next drawing is better than your previous one, it means that you are doing the right thing. Okay, yeah, something is wrong with these pose. Let me try and let's see if I can try and make them look like actual pose. You can also try to set some do some sort of challenges for yourself. Like, I don't know. I've never done animals, so this time I will try to draw animals. Things of that sort. And doing those kind of exercises, I think it will also give you some discipline. Then most of those things, they will become second nature over time. But yes, like if at the beginning it looks very clunky to do those things, over time they will become second nature. They will become very natural over time. But as with all things at the beginning, it can be a little bit overwhelming, I would say. One of the hardest things for me is thinking of what I can try to do. I mean, I hope you are using references, because try to start something from imagination alone. It is hard for experienced artists, and it is near impossible for beginner artists. So, which is why do not be afraid to copy things. Like even in this drawing that I am. Oh wait, I am stupid. I didn't switch. There we go. Even in this drawing that I'm making, I am using many references in which I am copying certain things. For instance, the tumor thingy over here, I am using this image as a reference. And I'm trying to replicate the same effect. This is an artist that I took inspiration for this character over here, because he does this kind of abstract things with some gross stuff on it. And so I wanted to create this very same effect in my own way, of course. Especially since this artist, this one is a 3D model, it's not the painted. So this guy makes 3D models and then he renders them. And then he makes some little touch-ups, but it's mostly all 3D. So I want to make this kind of effect. So I grab the image and I try to replicate it. But even without going into modern drawings, if you look at some, I don't know, famous paintings like let me see, woman with, for example, this one over here. I think everyone has seen this drawing or this painting. This one over here, like, it's not that the painter just imagined it and made the painting. He had one woman put in this exact same position with the exact same clothes, and he just copied it. But for most things, they always had some models in pose with props and items and clothing to try and copy them for their masterpieces. It was almost never made from imagination alone. Then, of course, if you are someone like an artist who always draws anime girls, and you only do that, there will inevitably come a point where you can just do it with your eyes closed. But if you are someone like me who likes to try many different things and explore many different ideas, I highly recommend using references. It's basically a must. Like, look at how many references I've had for this project overall. All of these ones. And then you grab some interesting parts from one to the other. For example, the shoes over here, I grabbed a reference for the shoes. The type of hair, I grabbed some references of similar hair and tried to copy them. Dresses, like this dress or this dress, same thing. Something over here, or even this type of dress. So you basically, when you make something original, it's a collage of different things interpreted in your own way, but they have a basis on something that's already existing. And then you try to use these images to help you apply the idea that you have in mind. Or, I don't know, like here, the little nutcrackers. it's a mixture of this one and this one, which I really like it. This one, this is a thumbnail for a horror YouTuber, or I don't know, yeah, this type of derpy look that I gave on the dolls, like here and here, I took inspiration from these ones from Miyazaki or Studio Ghibli. So yeah, it's all a matter of over here, like the wallpaper background, took inspiration from this type of wallpaper. Like you can see how wallpaper and then wood and then wooden floor, it's the same that I made. Like, and every artist basically does it. And that is essentially how you come to having images of good quality and originality. Like, ironically enough, it is by being unoriginal with the source material that you end up with the original ideas. Now, some people might say, oh, I mean, AI does the same thing, but I disagree. That is a very different, it's a very different concept. Especially since AI lacks that fundamental element, which is your personal interpretation. AI makes messes of people's works. There's a difference. Not only that, but it lacks that originality that some people have. Like when you try to give a prompt or something, the way it interprets, it's the most obvious way people interpret it. Like, for example, I don't know, if you think of something like a werewolf, right? There are many people who have made werewolves in a very interesting manner. But if you ask ChatGPT, you get the, like, think about very simply, the werewolf from Harry Potter. It is, if you remember, or if you have ever seen it in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. One of the professors is a werewolf, and the transformation and how it is at the end is very different from the typical image you have for a werewolf, right? Lupin, if I may, yeah. No, seriously, he becomes a dog. Yeah, Lupin, he becomes a werewolf. So if you think about the... Okay, I can just post the images. So, classic werewolf, you imagine this. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so, okay, when people think about werewolves, the first thing that comes to mind is something like this. Like the meme. But if you look at the werewolf from Harry Potter, you get something like this. It is very, very different and very much more original if you think about it, because you know, werewolf is a mixture of human and wolf, so it makes sense that you end up with some sort of cryptid-looking monster that came out of an analog horror YouTube video. But if you had to ask ChatGPT, and you typed in make me an image of a werewolf, 100% it will look like something like this. Like the classic legs and torso of a human, but with the head of a wolf. And that is basically how the AI operates. And someone might say, well, you can just be more specific and write and tell the AI to do it in a very specific way. The thing is that most people who use AI are people who do not want to do art, and so they are very generic with their prompt. And because of that, they will inevitably end up with the generic results. Because I did try to use AI, especially when it was first introduced with the Stable Diffusion and Midjourney, when they were the two main generative AI programs, and I always ended up with some results that they were not exactly how I imagined them. And at that point, I was like, well, I might as well just. I am like, fine, I'll do it myself. Like at this point, I will just draw my own design. This way, I have total control on how I want to make something look. Even in something like as this one. And here, every choice, every single brushstroke is deliberate. Something that you can never achieve with AI. And I've said this multiple times, but some people may also be put off by becoming an artist because they said, there's the AI that will surpass us and things like that, but I don't think it will. A fitting word is amalgamation. Yeah. I mean, there are, like, I have to be honest. There are some images made by AI that are genuinely original and good looking. The problem is that they immediately lose charm the moment you see different, like you see the same image that is a little bit similar, but it is clearly evident that they are the same images that came from the same batch of generated images. Like, you know, with some programs you can write a prompt and you can make it so it generates 5 different images with the same prompt, and it results in 5 very similar images, but with the contents being the same overall, right? So like let's say 5 variations of whatever you write. The problem is that, I don't know why, but that is visible on websites like Pinterest. Like, you see an image that is AI generated, and then right after that you see like the same like 5 other images that are clearly made from that same group. And because of that very first image that you might have thought, oh yeah, that is very original, it loses its originality immediately, because it has become from original image, it's become just one image of the other 5 similar images that the AI has generated. You know what I mean? I don't know if my reasoning makes sense. Like, something that would be cool and unique, the fact that it has other similar images that have no reason to exist other than being part of a batch of images generated all at once, they immediately lose originality. Okay, I'm glad. So sometimes I find it a little bit difficult to express what I mean. And yeah, but at the end of the day, I think people will appreciate the human-made art even more. I like to make the comparison with instead of art, I make it with the food. Like, AI is basically the fast food version of drawings. Like, yeah, it may taste good, and some people may be willing to buy for it, but if you make a fast food meal, that doesn't put you on the same level as a 5-star chef and people still recognize the skill involved with the 5-star chefs that can cook some excellent meals, even if the average person may not take it. Because the problem with AI is that there are many people who want to be considered artists, even though they don't do anything an artist does, and let the AI do all the work, the hard work for them. Which, I mean, if you are fine with that, I mean, that's okay, but don't call yourself an artist. Like, don't expect the same level of respect that you would get if you made that same image with your bare hands, instead of letting a machine make the entire process for you. Like, even with the great artists from the past, the reason we appreciate them is because they were able to do it. Yes, it's also because the image is pretty, but if it was pretty and they didn't do it, then they would not get the same level of praise. And I think the same will apply over here. Like, the people who use AI just think, oh, the image pretty, then that's sufficient. I'm sorry, but that doesn't work like that. That's like making another person make a meal for you and then claim that you've done it. Like, no, you didn't. Then there is modern art. I cannot understand it. Oh, that is a totally different realm. Banana taped on wall. Yeah. That is a different thing, which I think that also deserves criticism, because one thing that some people do against AI is that, oh, the AI does not share the human experience like some like true art, and then they point at the banana taped on the wall. I think both of them should not be taken seriously for different reasons. I mean, at least it's human, but still, I mean, even I don't know, if I had a child, he would do some drawings that are comparable to those put on art galleries, but if I had to show them, they wouldn't accept it. So the only reason why some modern art is considered so precious and they sell for millions of dollars, I think that's mostly a money laundering scheme. Because I think the very basics for valuable art is to be good looking. I think that is the absolute minimum. Banana taped on wall, I'm sorry, but the thing is that people give it praise because or to inspire thought, like I'm not that big. I kind of push against that notion as well, and let me explain to you why. Let's say, for example, that I am a nuclear engineer. Like, I know everything about nuclear power and things like that. And let's say that you are a regular person that doesn't know anything about nuclear physics. I could say to you the most absurd and most false information, the most bullshit I can think of, and you would still take my word for it, because, quote unquote, I'm the expert and I know better, right? I think this is the same thing that is happening within the modern art world, where some person just makes a god-awful drawing that holds no value and no meaning at all. Then the critics push it up, like they promote it, and then they invent some nonsense that people just eat up and just take it for granted because they're the experts, they know better than me. And And because of that, those art pieces get sold for an absurd amount of money, and I think that is just to cut taxes or something. Like, I think it's just a money laundering scheme, because there is no way that some artworks can really give you some sort of emotion, especially if they are abstract ones. Like, I watched some are you familiar with the artist Rothko? He's a 20th century artist that made paintings that are just one single color, or maybe a few colors. Actually, let me show you. Rothko. Probably not. I'm not. You may have seen the paintings. They are something like this. His paintings are very similar. They are very, very simple, just a few colors. They can be very big. There's stuff like that. Now, be completely honest. The first reaction that you've just had when watching these ones, did they give you some sort of deep emotion, or was it just some colored rectangles? Like, it reminds me of canned soup. Yeah, but and I mean, that can be a valid observation, but it doesn't strike you as something uniquely profound or something. Well, apparently that's not what the critics say. Let's see what they say about this guy and his okay, let me see. Painting of fields. Okay, his work. I'm reading this from an article. His works can be considered true tragic masterpieces. They don't depict a scene or a recognizable subject, but they build an intense emotional connection with the viewer. To truly understand the meaning of his paintings, it is necessary to start with his story. Like, sorry, what? Where? How? They're just colored rectangles. In what world does this painting build an intense emotional connection with the viewer? Like, no, they don't. There's more story in spilled paint. Like, I'm sorry, but if you need to give me like some 10-paragraph explanation as to why this one has any sort of meaning that should connect with the viewer, then maybe this painting has no meaning at all. Like, I'm sorry. It has to, if you want to give a message, it has to be clear. Otherwise, for me, just random colors. But the problem is that now people have eaten up this interpretation given by quote-unquote the experts. But I think the experts know it is bullshit, but they just say it because it is profitable for them. I think I'm getting abstract with something else then. This isn't thought-provoking. I mean, what kind of thought do you need to have by watching square color? I mean, I would appreciate it if they were honest about it. Like, oh, I like making square colors, and I mean, they can have some value, especially in graphic design, which they use those. In graphic design, it's mostly about flat colors and things like that, like logos and stuff. That can be useful. And maybe it helped with the way we use colors and shapes in graphic design. But don't give me this bullshit of the emotional connection with the viewer. Like, no, where? Like, did you dream it? With art, I think it is very simple. to judge if a drawing is good or not, and to see if it has any sort of meaning or not. You need to judge the very first reaction that you have when watching the image. And that first reaction is the most honest one. If when you watch something, your first reaction is, what the hell is this? Like, it's just a random thing, then it probably doesn't have any meaning whatsoever. If instead, in the very first observation, it gives you some sort of emotion or connection, then it has true connection. But like, I wouldn't take into consideration that section of the art world, because it is basically the art equivalent of luxurious brands of clothing or luxury cars. Like, it's something that only rich people enjoy, and they are wildly out of touch with reality. Well, I've loved discussing the meaning behind art video. I must bid farewell. Have a nice stream and a nice weekend. Thank you. You too as well. Expensive to be expensive. Indeed. I mean, I don't think I will blame the artist itself either, because maybe the artist truly believes that it has meaning. I don't think so. I don't think it is in most cases, but let's say that it is. I mean, they are given false hope in a way from these art critics that just want to make money, and I don't know. I find it very, very silly. But yeah, thank you for coming to the stream. Tomorrow we'll make another stream, but it will be earlier in the day, because Saturday streams they are broadcasted from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. as opposed to something like today, which is from 8:30 p.m. So yeah, I hope I will see you tomorrow. I mean, over here I think I will continue a little bit, but then I will have to go as well. Especially since I'm noticing I am kind of stalling with the process, but I think the progress has been very has been a lot for a first stream in which we color this character. Hope to see you tomorrow as well. Sorry for distracting you from the work. Do not be sorry about that, because I love doing these kind of interactions. Besides, it's not like we haven't made any progress. Like, we went from... where is it? We went from just this one, we went to something like this. So I'd say that as progress, this has been fantastic. But yeah, I do really enjoy having these sorts of discussions, because in general, I like talking about stuff as I draw. It's way better than just stay silent and do nothing, especially when I'm streaming, because what's the point of streaming if I'm not talking to people, right? Otherwise I might as well just draw this on my own. So yeah, do not be afraid to bring me on tangents, because I really love doing this stuff. Plus, it's part of the experience, and we don't have any rush in finishing the drawings, so we can take as much time as we want. Oops. But yeah, moral of the story: contemporary art is a scam, and there is no way people can change my mind on that. It's way too obvious. Like, do not let people bullshit you into thinking that those artworks have some sort of meaning. If your first reaction is, what the hell is this? My 3-year-old daughter can do it, then you are most likely correct that this is the correct assessment of the art piece. Especially since people then may reply with, "Oh, so you mean more realistic equal better?" And I don't know, but there has to be a minimum. Like, yes, you don't have to be super realistic, but don't do those sort of things and then call it a piece of art, because at that point anything can be art. But and maybe it is, but it's not worth the value that they give it. Let's press it. Yeah, I think in front it works best. Okay, yeah, I think this one can be a good stopping point for our little gremlin over here. I'm quite satisfied with the progress, although I can see that there are still plenty of things that we need to change, but that will be done in due time next time. Overall, good start for a first stream of this minor character over here. Yeah, it's a very, I don't know, I can imagine those people coming here and being like, what the hell? What are you doing? What are you making? Like, I realize that maybe the whatever I am drawing may be a little bit different from what most people do, especially on Twitch, since you can preview what people are doing, and yeah, I can see some people being put off by especially by this drawing in particular, but they all have not necessarily a meaning, but an explanation as to why some creatures and some characters are designed this way. Of course, for this project, each drawing will only improve with the lore of these two characters, and we are only touching the tip of the iceberg right now, since we've only made 3 illustrations, and this one is the 4th one. There's still a lot of things to do, and as I said on multiple occasions, I don't know when exactly this project is going to be finished. I think it will be finished whenever I think I am satisfied with the amount of illustrations and world building that's been done on this particular topic. So we will meet each other tomorrow at 3 p.m. at 3 in the afternoon, in which we will continue the other minor project involving the robot animals, war military robot animals. That one had a really nice progress as well, although the approach is a little bit different. And then, I don't know, we will see if tomorrow we'll do exclusively that, or maybe do something like last week, in which we maybe draw a little bit in the beginning, and then in the end we may play some games. I don't know. We will see what option would be best. Maybe I will post a poll in which I will ask you guys whether you prefer me exclusively drawing or also playing some games on the Saturday streams. I will let you guys know. Having said that, this has been Devoid Executive, and I will see you in the next company meeting. Have a good night, everyone.